Very good evening. The welcome to MapeiStadium will set the line up John Sassuolo against Genoa. It's the penultimate game in round 10 of SerieA. Two teams that are having contrasting fortunes in the Italian top flight this season. Sassuolo riding mine in the top half on their return to Serie A for Genoa, and as things stand, they're heading for the second tier. That's what's prompted a lot of movement with the uniform over the last few days. They've changed sporting director. Marco Mottolini is there. He's supposedly set to join Juventus in that same role. They've recruited Diego Lopez as his successor, young Frenchman. And they also have an interim head coach in the shape of Mimmo Ishito. Will be joined this evening by Roberto Monchiza. The same will officially appear on Madland's into the team sheet, given that he holds the UEFA Pro license. Unlike Ishito that only has a UEFA A. Sassuolo, meantime, going swimmingly under Fabio Grosso. Another good result on Thursday when they were victorious in Sardinia against Cagliari. Goals from Loriente, a splendid free kick, and one from Pinamonti, who is the side's top scorer, and so far this season Pinamonti twice at Genoa in the past. Hawks of quality on both sides, but particularly in me, Sassuolo ranks with their opposing front three men at the back in alongside Loriente and Pinamonti this evening, plus the experience of Matic, who's made such a difference in that midfield trio. Genoa looking to some of their senior players, Torsby and Frindrup, all in the side this evening, having not necessarily featured regularly. will be an emotional occasion for Milovic. It's a bit of a club legend, former captain of Genoa. A big step up from him. I know, some of the under-17 side in the academy. Come on. Yeah. A lot of it. A new week brings a fresh start for Genoa after a turbulent 7 days for the Gnithorin. The visitors come to major media with a new sporting director and a new coach. Jesus, but Mimo Criscito serves as caretaker following the departure of Patrick Vieira. No such issues for Sassuolo, impeccably routing off the pitch. They're going very well on it. Now that they could go with victory tonight. We're just moments away from the start of SassuoloGenoa, the penultimate game. Being taken. More than 1,200 tickets sold for his relatively simple trip from Liguria to Emilia-Romagna. Then again, you have to do so for a 6:30 start on a weeknight. Easier said than done. Free changes for Fabio Grosso from Sassuolo's win in Sardinia on Thursday. But an edge and Doig coming at the back for Kempney and Koulibaly. Berardi also starts and skippers the side, although Volpato did impress in his absence. Johan Vasquez hasn't missed a minute so far this season, both in Serie A and indeed in the Coppa Italia, where Genoa have got a couple of wins, setting up a round of 16 tie in the domestic cup. He's being made to wake by Bernardini. Sassuolo complete their pre-match formalities. And Vasquez will be part of the Genoa back three, trying to keep the Sassuolo front three quiet, which is where Berardi will play on the right-hand side as ever. Ermanno Sericiani is match official in the middle this evening. I'm joined there by Davide Di Marco, the fourth official, and Fabio Laresca is our video assistant referee. These at the DR Edson in the sun. Criscito turns to Genoa senior players in a bid to win their first league game. Frendrup and Torsby are restored to the midfield, where there are also opportunities for Malcantani, Vitinha and Yolomo. The latter two with the nifle on the street. Romania silence now for Giovanni Gallione. Giovanni Gallione, who passed away at the age of 84 yesterday. Legendary Italian football coach who was a mentor amongst others for the likes of Serie and Giampiero Gasperini during their time as players with Pescara. He still started his loved ones. And ring opportunity that Genoa did tonight. Genoa, the main one that's still teams without a leading Serie. Full start there. Genoa remained one of the full witness did the SerieA. He said Tirotino then tried and failed this weekend to get maximum points on the board for the first time. Genoa up the opportunity. That's Sassuolo. Under the coaches partnership, Timo Criscito, they have the 17th coach promoted into a caretaker role, but has to be flanked. Roberto Bugita in the Benata holds the requisite qualifications, the UEFA pro license. Is seeking out more coffee. Something that we saw in the past as well. And consider what's the case with Salvatore Bocchetti during his time at Verona, and you have Marco Zaffaroni alongside him. The other club in the city of Genoa at the moment, Sampdoria, also have Salvatore Forti. Still have a more senior figure alongside him. Giving away needs a Matic. Noriolte. Did he stay outside? Noriolte away from that come down the Costa's a good one, but no one attacking the back post. And the proposal from Dinamonti to salute the idea. Noriolte demonstrating his wonderful technical ability on Thursday. He scored the opening goal. Tagliani with a terrifically taken free kick. Abel Rosso didn't speak in the lead up to this day. Then again, it has been a busy week for teams of Serie A. Precipitated the departure of Patrick Vieira was the fact that lost another game. As soon as unforgivable, a home match it's newly promoted Cremonese, who yes are going very well. Home Serie A return, but Meeks must for Genoa, they have to start winning games. To think that this time last week, Vieira was given a vote of confidence by Dan Schupier, the Genoa owner. And come Wednesday, they lost against Cremonese. On Thursday, there was the changed sporting director, called Bottolini, moving on. Diego Lopez, the young Frenchman, stepping into the vacancy. But Vieira was going to stay in situ after taking training on Friday after having a 3-hour meeting with Diego Lopez, her language barrier then lined up. And that means he's going to be suspended for Genoa's home game against Fiorentina. 5 yellow cards already. Mieli Boschner this season for the Ukrainian. What was around it? Terry caught Ismail Kone. And it was high too. In the end, Genoa made the news public on Saturday morning. And was Roberto Bocchetti, listed as head coach on media stage on the team sheet this evening. So, but they're discussing everything with Criscito. They got to the press conference together. Criscito himself said, we need to get the fans back on side with performances worthy of Genoa. I think that was a cursory check as to see, but then I wanted a red card. How far the challenge was from Malinowski, that would have been a disastrous start for Genoa had they got about the 10 men inside the first 4 minutes. Given away by Kone, and here's Colombo. Italia runs beyond him. Put in there to make up for his emission slid. Casual. Doi. Was to go away. Centric finally Vasquez. Colombo. Adam Lefty. Torsi was calling for it. Nothing a late hand forward. Colombo. Singles. A challenge. The Fitz. That out of the near the Jets map team. That's Samuel, the Genoa players and supporters more. Sassuolo skipper hits away with it, and that out he says get on with it. Well done, Torsby. Half team. Wants someone in the middle. It's a very the depth crosser of the ball, the Spaniard. Hiding off Steve. Bolton Cafe. Kamdadny. Lisvemedic needed some help from Dolig. Side though. Hits Colombo. Tarek will had an image recently signed a new deal with Sassuolo. He didn't make Twitter. Now needs to be tied down by Sassuolo until 2031. That has been unnecessarily respect the entirety of that contract. It does mean that Sassuolo will be able to price Chichi pennies and any potential sutures that do come coming. Hitting highly thoughts at the bossy answer to that. It's stop it, straight to fracture. Now Colombo, not the best first stand. It's giving away a corner. Ready to see Vasquez back to the Lexpis. Get out. Get lost is the message from those Genoa supporters. It's in reference to otherwise Vasquez, the CEO, thinking he's on in. I'm very unhappy with the ownership of the buildup and the way it's being run. Spanner at the training ground on the bits that it is week 40 of any talent, the truth out. No, it's certainly what has come to pass over the last few days. Been in the media plenty. Adam Lefty with the corner. Oswald's an individual way. Back in by not healthy. Lustigar saying he was pushed. Vasquez. Lefty. Vitinha playing left wing. Vitinha. See it as far as L'Oreal 10. Doig takes over. Friendship stepped across him. Intelligent defending from him. It's been a bite start from Genoa. Started to take hold of the ball. Johan Vasquez. Itzos brings it down and finds Valukiewicz straight into touch. Genoa pressing enough to force mistakes out of Sassuolo. Brosso trying to relay a message fairly frantically. Via away. Wants his side to squeeze out, to push up and pressure Genoa, not to sit too deep. Attempt and the away by Buffalovic. Malinowski now under pressure. You have three very winnable games. The other side of this Genoa, Fiorentina at home, a trip to Carragini, and then another home game. Debs from Rona, one of the winners' quartets, along with Fiorentina and Pisa. Genoa themselves, of course. Who sat to 2 games, Cagliari away, and Verona home. The other side a little bit brings the national break. Genoa have to either win this one or something sweet. Came against Fiorentina at Barassi. Hope want to be coming back from 2 weeks off. Still at 0 in the win column. And Verratti. It's one of the more infant teams in SerieA. Consider their exploits from MatchDay 3 onwards, when they didn't Roma. 2 of the teams just a point off the top. Sloppy clearance from Leani, straight to Cornet. It is Pinamonti. Tried to flick it towards Torstvedt. It's a chance for Sassuolo. It's a Genoa mistake. So often, simple matches are decided by individual errors. So Matt Savigny often says, former Sassuolo coach. Matic. Doi. Loriente. Nice touch of Matic. Josh Doi. Breaking forward. Loriente takes over. Still in play. Sunday stop of Sassuolo. Doi. Teach. Torstvedt. Matic was blocked off. The referee doesn't see it as a foul. Colombo. Aninovsky. And now Vitinha. Better from Genoa. They can counter here. Padon have team. So Colombo. So not the ball. He still has it though. Colombo. Challenge from Muharemovich. Adam Nabteed. Muharemovich there again. John put a fast tempo both sides, which is admirable. But Asarina, Tennis been littered with misposed passes and loose touches so far. That Abdi not on the same page there as Spalotierich. On by Rustigora. Cuffy is pretty quick. Some battle between two English speakers. Cuffy a big Steiger starting. To be some myth, but Sassuolo that many supporters, just a smaller fan base than some of their Serie A counterparts. There is Criscito. Some of the teammate pass of Dino Monti's during the latter's first spell at Genoa. So borrowed by the Narcis and Dino Monti. And Vitinha, Alif and Doi. And again, did work here for Vitinha. Terrific run. Was anything which goes down. Once of sour by the Portuguese. Vitinha, biggest Irish to the back in the last season after going almost the entire campaign but outside it in there. And showing mid-season the previous year, but the result is that his dollars for Genoa typically come in the spring. Then he's not thought he may have to be outside the area when the goal kick is taken. That up this slick. Vasquez knew what was coming. Vasquez. Meali at the pressure from Dino Monti. Vitinha make the instinct. Cussi. Harry Nosti in that mid-sounder position, one of the number 8s in the 5-man midfield is Adam Team, Pinto, the wing-back. Half team is possessed by Beratti. So Sassuolo start again with Ismail Gone. Run by Boric. Not wanted vented towards the but he was had to win that header. Not the Cussin. The Scaling is surrounded by two green and black shirts there. Matic, Torstvedt, Loriente wants to run a Mupcam Alinovsky. Loriente, Torstvedt. His meant for Loriente. Colombo wants this day big play to transition. Vitinha. Haskins. The map team, the ball for Colombo. Here's Torsby and now Vitinha round the keeper. Has somehow he's dragged it wide. Still there for Norton Kelfin. Back into the box. Colombo is waiting. It's one there. Adam Martin Denebers. Colombo. 3 chances in quick succession for Genoa. They couldn't take any of them. But it is encouraging for Mimo Kushisa. Lovely ball from Torsby. Vitinha did the right thing. May have just come off Doigas. Vitinha tried to finish, having grounded Ludic. Cut these ball back in, was dealt with just about by Itzes, but fine B. And Mafti did bad. Colombo struck it well on the half volley, just couldn't keep it down and skipping up awkwardly. Still waiting, Colombo, for his first Dolan incidentally. Loriente is being held by Alessandro Mancamdami. Genoa hoping to reach an agreement with Patrick Vieira as to how much compensation he's going to receive. Found a contract until 2027 on 1.10 million a year. Importantly, Vitinha. Aaron Mafti with another Eddie cross. Vitinha scuffs the shot. It's the goalkeeper's ball. Genoa not quite in the same financial predicament that Fiorentina find themselves in. Stefano Pioli at 3-year contracts. That's 3 million a year. They're easy financial decision to make to sack a coach. Well, entitled to be entirety. I think if they're paid packet, for choice with their contract. Vasquez, but half team. Left the working card. Two Mimos tonight. Then I have the capital of captain rather of Sassuolo, and Kushita the tonight interim head coach. Vitinha started really well there. 2-minute corner. Mimo instrument you short for Domenico, it's a pretty stubborn diminutive. Kushita just outside Maybos, check player. Kushita, that is, and Merabdi from Calabria, CalcioAction. The Genoa fans who are asking the players to score a goal for them with that stadium chant. 13 scored at Woodage Bunches. There is Malinowski. Renwin Dudley is Ruslan Malinowski striking a pill. That's you know, isn't it? Oh, it's the movement. Genoa the lead at Sassuolo. Jesus' first goal since the final day of last season. Kushida turning to his season get paid this. And Malinowski with a trademark finish. Woodage punched it straight to Malinowski. Couple of touches to steady itself. And then the usual cover blow of an effort. Seen that time and time again down the years. Mainly for Atalanta, but the Genoa fans getting another insight into what Malinowski can produce. A great start for Kushida. Vitinha winning that corner all it ball, and you have to wonder whether Muric could have caught it, or if he were to punch it, should have been looking for safety rather than punch it to the edge of the box. Platform for Genoa, something they could build on. Then again, they did have the lead. Hatcherino with that early goal from Torsby did make the most of it, but that was previous regime. Other Patrick Vieira all into the same group of players. Loriente, Sassuolo looking to respond. Loriente. Matic. This is Toy. Toy did it. This. Leati should be able to claim that. Our team took a tumble. Here we go. 32 years of age now, this Malinovsky. It's a pretty reliable goal scorer down the years in SerieA. Right. So did very well indeed. That's good thing I didn't all this season. Guerra was spot the fit. Fisherton knows all about disability. So that stadium charm worked. Fashion gone. ForzaGenoa fashion gone. So they did. Vitinha. Taylsby waits in the penalty area. And Laptine on the other. Good looking cross. Norton Cafe. There's Malinovsky getting it. Still dead in it. And Vasquez had to stretch under pressure from better out of the Vitinha. Expected Norton Cafe to be a bit deeper than that, but bravo. That's the message from the coach. Well, that's more the St. Blaise. What a good start for Fabio Bonosso and Sassuolo. That has been an issue in the past. It has occasionally held the bat. The fact that the stadium is always relatively empty. So thin it, Sassuolo. So they're unable to have foam atmosphere akin to some of their rivals. I think I see, for instance, Genoa's head grab on interrupting. Referee gone in the way there. Mayor Culpa. Certainly restart with the drop ball and give it back to whichever team he deemed as being in possession, which is Sassuolo. So bad memories of the previous two meetings between Genoa and SerieA lost away in the 2023 Tommy campaign. This time they do the double over the Neroverdi that are done here in SerieA, but until that is Boy. Suits too much of Loriente, that's far. Doig, service being pulled by MapDay, Matic. Ole. The first touch. Linovsky threw his arms up there, conscious that he was booked early on in this match. Disappointing for him as well to know that he'll miss out against Fiorentina through suspension, but at least he's made a contribution here while he can. Vasquez. Bustigo. Does he step to the blade? Genoa leaving the ball with confidence. Bustigo launches it towards Vitinha. Matic so reliable on him now. But it's used to roll just in front of the back four. And the tempo ticking over, knowing where to be. Where the most go to drop. That'll get inch. Forehead into it. Away to Loriente. Aussie caught by Baptam Dandy. The referee says no foul. Had it been, could have been at least a yellow card. And Baptam Dandy, Loriente see it back to his feet. That'll kid. Bet out the tour strain on the half term. White ball could find Loriente though. Been a little hasty at times in possession half Sassuolo. Austin them. Norm Cuffy. Malinowski. But more. Hatuch. Worst thing Genoa could do here is drop in sense of intensity and desire. Need to keep doing what has allowed them to know that they're storing me in. That's how to hand the initiative to Sassuolo, to the side, and to seize the opportunity. Wuharinovic carrying the ball with intensity and intent. This Pinamonti. Barukiewicz. Pinamonti's header straight in the alley. That's the best Sassuolo produced the first time they've won the Genoa goalkeeper. Good ball in from Barukiewicz. Either side of Leati there from Pinamonti, and it's one each. Torsby, senior through the can for Torsby. It was a difficult ball, the other hits it. Sasson, Wuharinovic feel that they're being consistently impeded. Wuharinovic counting out and under. The sickness of one hand, and then here the referee, Armando Fediciani. Except Bentigo so far, which might be one of those domestic officials that is whistle happy. The search you played. Tony. Then out thinking back onto his left. Still there. Nudge. Batic. Cody starts to play six. Sigbayani had it covered. The Sassuolo getting closer. They're also like 26. The spot for Batic. Come tried to shape it around Torsby and into the corner. Didn't quite have the bet. Yeah, and he was shoot to be concerned though. One by Barukiewicz. Doig is there. Timia losing out to Berat there. I'm seeing the Genoa can to beat Mimitu. It's like it's one of those Serie A seasons when gonna need 40 points to stay up. You might not even necessarily need 35. Bustigar. Sun here for Malinowski. Now he fights Colombo in the channel. Konotov. Again, it's wayward. It won't stop trying, you won't stop shooting. Big believer in his own ability. Lorenzo Colombo just needs one to go in. Mojita very happy. Genoa that didn't transition in particular. Six shots to Sassuolo's two. Now it's about ask more questions of Norwich. Loriolte, Pinamonti, Loriolte again. Needed Alien Crispy there to find Benardi. Funky the thumb free. Starting to combine. Just Sassuolo need for a man. Fredrup. Heady touch. Plumbing. Pulsveds. Loading on toes after it. Might get that. He needs to be careful. Very cool defending from him. But he took it into touch. And better than nodding on to just 19 to Napkadani there. Nodding on to Doi. Hoops in the ball. Al Malinowski again. They're beating the press Genoa. Malinowski racing forward. Away goes Colombo. It's also a little wide by the pass. Lobo. In by Norton Company. Vitinha attacked it. This is out of Mafti. Malinowski. Vitinha, space is there. Deflection. Made upward for Murray. And again, Genoa going close. Second goal might well be on its way here for the Grifone. But to keep plugging away. Nice try from Vitinha. It's a variation on those that you've gone. Now it's Segna per noi vogliamo vincere. It's GoalFest, we want to win. Sure words have never been spoken this stage of the season for Genoa. 3 points from 9 matches, all of those courtesy of draws, no win. But they have the lead here in Reggio Emilia. And the Lopes build on that advantage. Led by Anabafti. Tino keep the troll, Sassuolo will try and counter. Nemanja Matic. Loriolti. Got a toe to the board. Challenge. Terrific work rates in there. Matic. That straight under pressure. Still a half an hour go on. Not paid. Genoa deservedly in front. Sassuolo haven't altered a great deal at all in the final third. The PB changed that now. L'Orient's here. After he stayed on his feet. Same the last touch was off the Frenchman. Now bumping to stick it towards Cello Green Sherb. But now they start to get frustrated. What he's never really been suited as a captain of this side. This Filippo Romagnan is technically sub-captain. To look it up, the referee's chief is in tonight. Teddy Shani. Just a couple of weeks old. The Italian Referees Association. The Pearson was very frank, transparent in his dealings to the media. Regular on to my open VAR. Here's Sporobo. That's out by Muhar Emedic, who's played his straight to Adam Abdeen. Vitinha now. Tina ahead of him. Vitinha goes the other way. It's the goalkeeper's ball. Giovanni Cavnavali. Of the gentleman. The Italian top flight. More is the pick to be turned now. Sorry, wily operator, Doi, Depras, Peter Botti. A host of goal from the former Genoa lad. Just didn't get over it. But a reminder to Fishy-Top, and then also burst to Alpon level they are defensively. Still, Deutsch cross was on the money. Dina Monti for once. Eluded Leo Westigor. That's any of the big opportunity. Good battle there between Torstred and Thorsby. Beratni, let's see, there's still signs with her eminent. Kone, Matic, Hadokiric. Beratni switches in. Doig lets him run for Lorient's. Now Kone, that's 6-1-6 square. Here he is. Matic. Lorient's. Dinamonti bringing it down. Oh, they're very nearly scoring with an improvised back heel. Lovely attempt. Dinamonti creating adulation. That's it, should a nice disguise. Dino Monti finding space for Loriente's cross. Fouling off Adam Aftidi generated a lot of power with this back heel. Needed to be either side of Thleani. Colombo needs time. Fronts and on Kathy who goes the goal. Needed a bit of bend. Didn't have any. Coutinho wanted it in the air there, trying to strike on the outside of his boot. Rudmore Cassian, the look of his terrific try from Diamonte. Did see it. Wonderful back heel goal. Not season Chandulka Skema Curvatalan turn in Puri. Substitutions, no, just a great goal that would have been. Puri. Beyonce clubs by Madame Dudney. The yellow tops in because it's not the first time that Pan have crashed. Madame Dudley joins Matty Notsty in the book. Serie nowhere near the ball. Lorienté. Conan. Here's Torres fades. And now Lorienté did challenge for Malinovsky. Colombo. Vitinha's after it. Final Jedic first to the ball. I'm doing the football days. So I don't know how fragile Genoa will be psychologically if they can find an equalizer. SassuoloGenoa might start to crab ball. Conan, wonderful love this. Ismail Conan, the bet out of being. And might have pobbled. That's why Conan has been recruited. It's the challenge. And he lost a terrific tackle. Trepe had already been put as well. Street again, might have given a penalty away there and left his teammates a man short that spite of an hour. Instead, he's scored the goal and he's denied Oriente a potential equaliser there. Have a look at the goal that separates the two sides. I mean, not Steve with a gorgeous see how he rolled the ball down. It's to the back of the man. Those 1200s and 37 Genoani basking in the glory. And little of that so far this season. Broken to Malinowski. And here's Colombo in behind. He still can't score. It is becoming a mental block for Lorenzo Colombo. The goal was taping, and he knows it turned. Doig with the mistake. Tried to cut the ball out. Luhanovic did it. Colombo did everything right initially. Shifting it to open up the angle, but he could even hit the target. Will Genoa reprint some of these missed opportunities? Torstred. Lorienté. Sassuolo still only a goal behind despite having 40 Genoa so many opportunities. Not disabled well, the Neroverdi. Gone. It says. Doi. Sassuolo taking their time. Sebastian Balukiewicz. Matic. That was Connie. Again, Loriente staying close to the touchline. Loriente. Matic. Sped out, becoming short for him. Here he is. Spun around the corner, didn't have him running. Expected someone to dash in behind. Sped out of the. That's the standard 8 gets throughout, running everyone else. Dorfstorg also from far north of the European continent, Scotland. It's heads on. Balukiewicz. Corner between the lines, through goes Benoriente. Yobiarte. Bill did break underneath him. He wanted to step back inside when he stabbed at it with the outside of his boot. Again, that's far too easy for Sassuolo. Corner, it lobs of room in midfield, pulled into the channel, and it was almost one each. Genoa enough to be harder to break down the net. Seems to be Chita are discussing to become more resolute at the back. Someone will be wondering what he needs to do to get his first Genoa goal. Moharevic. Flick from Loriente to Doi. 3 minutes of the first half from 8. And Genoa allowing outside possession. Corner with a dummy. Torsping back to Corner. It's a foul. Pivot to the challenge on Christian Torstred as opposed to the infringement on Ismail Corner. This means that Loriente, fresh off scoring a free kick in Sardinia. That's the chance to do something similar here. Apulia, Salon. One Norwegian on another, Morten Torsby. Oh, foul. This seems to be facing the wrong way. At least initially. Nice trap the ball in. That Cristiano Ronaldo trajectory on Thursday. Aduna Poldonis. Yeah, Erling will be expecting some work to do here. Lord Sardino was from the other side of the penalty area. This typically is easier for a right footer. We shall see. Referee's blocking our view of the ball. Yori Odsig also dipping inside, but again, that devilish shape to it. Did get up and down, but not swiftly enough. Stefano Sodanzi playing cheerleader there. Sent to show a stroll deeper. It's a straight to Torsby. Now Malinowski. Matic on the 50-50. Matic again in the store's order. Fourth and minute. Doid sets off in pursuit to the ball game. Kelsey won it. Went to ground. The Belgian was the foul. Could tell that Doid disagrees with the call as well. Doid continues to chunter. And Kelsey getting nothing a leg. Here's Colombo collecting the ball. Colombo winning a corner. Final minute of the first half, Genoa did threatening to score. Had to Bufaremovic back in, so Sadikan there this evening. And then his best game for a player who has suddenly on the board. It's immediately quarter of this season. Well, move until 8 minutes there. More than half time for Genoa to score a second, which might take them a long way towards winning their first match of the league season. Oh, disallowed the goal, he said there to Vitinha. Hit by Adam Mafti. Good time from Muric. Sassuolo striding forward now. The Oriente. Arinosti have been booked. Both sound on Oriente. Friendship has possession. Colombo. What can that be? It's done well, the Genoa back three in the main. Left of Matis Pedro straight to Matic. Should turn, played it off. Marinovski now for a throw. Carlo Kiric. Verratti one with Vasquez. The penalty's gone down. They kick Sassuolo. It's saturated a cop that's there. Sassuolo captain. We miss a free kick. But as they see to lean back into Vasquez. Maybe his chance, but damn. Pavement's of reaction. Discussion between the two captains again. Mr. Fedi Chami trying to keep the peace. Have played for 200 minutes, so probably time enough just for this final set piece of the first half. So start where Sassuolo been outplayed. Genoa with the bench aside, Genoa with lots of opportunities. Monti will be a threat. It's not the only one I don't want to. I mean, both side on the net on 80. They're out with the ball in. Then it behind by Vitinha. There is time to take the corner. Then out these swings it in. Worcester going away. That should be half time. An encouraging start. The Genoa. Honda Viscito had Mucita Marinovski with his first for the season. His first since the final day of the Radius campaign. Trademark strike from him from outside the box. Spivanotti tried with an header and in a back heel. Colombo might have scored on a couple of occasions too. But it is a platform upon which to build the Genoa half-time score. Sassuolo. area. Corner, as long cuffing. Help. Solo marking for Genoa, mixed it at some of them. Picks up opponents. Noriel there with the ball in. And what a chance for Neroverdi. Just 90 seconds after the restart, Sassuolo level. And it is the skipper with his 150th goal for the club. Nearly 2 years on from his previous goal for open play at Serie. Neroverdi looking at the back post, proudly leveling for the Neroverdi. Genoa did deal it in. It's an inadvertent assist from Vitinha. Trying to clear it. All he did was done that in the way of Neroverdi and stripping to steering from close range. A simple finish for that is his ability. And that is why Genoa at the bottom of the league, getting up a gun so easily. What's this? Not done badly. Followed ball. Genoa have to respond. Spoharemedic stayed on his feet, but Talopmo took a tumble. Worst possible start to the second half for Genoa. That goal from Malinowski very quickly cancelled out. Not by Neadi. Difficult to know what else he could have done there, really. Vitinha can't leave the ball. Cost was too high for him to head it away. Stumped it into a dangerous area. Oh, Caffeine. Good wing play from him. Joy concedes the corner. 5 goals incidentally have come from corners, supposed at the same end of the ground. And it comes from Malinowski and Boric with another punch. This time he had Loriente helping out. French are back here. It was Cigar. Straight to the keeper. Sassuolo in a hurry. With that goal now, Neroverdi is the third highest active goal scorer at Serie. 1-2-4 alongside Duvan Zapata. 6 behind Dybala. A long way short of Bologna's Ciro Immobile. And Loriente. Loriente can't help it. It's one almost to the head there. Then that something wicked dipping trajectory. That's why he scores so many goals. 160 now. So Sassuolo, the ultimate bandiera, one club man, Immobile. And it's been more appreciative on his looking a bit missed. Hadapted, given away to Friendship. Here's Colombo. Hadinotti. Good ball, side of Mafti. His early cross. Colombo waits. What it choosing out of this considerable frame. She did out to Genoa. Point Old Marinade be about herself on the road that won a game that they've made here. To start taking risks and winning matches. Oh, Loriente. Steve came back to intercept. Loriente that really pitched it away from Fredrup. Patic. Hadokidix. Verratti. Now si mette Neroverdi. Sassuolo. Orienté. Isoi from Frencher. The Shermas Paul. I say, simply said, that's just furious. Marinovsky mid-time. Spent so much dough. Had but not Fedi Chanic. Surely I had a chance face to face to look at up the after this one. Says chief in the crowd. A fan of Vitinha. Let's see. It's at least consistent. No way he's officiated this match. Matic. Colin. Orienté. His Torstven. Justin. Already wide. Reani again was struggling down to his left. To all of a sudden, tidies with Sassuolo. Three hits and toss. By which it's up the pitch, all the field have been part of the national scene set up in the past. There was Cigars one. Timsdale Toaster the other two. Really good ruthless Norway place at the moment. See headlined by Eric Pollard, the City. Patic, Torstvedt taking it on the turn. Vasquez has stayed down. This Vitinha. Whistle is now on. I think so Vasquez could get some treatment. Tony, Doi. Genoa need to stay positive. Bordig is certainly not the Sassuolo, but Tuffy's dispossessed him. Colombo. Sassuolo's got a lot more energy all of a sudden, a lot more bites in the press. It's amazing what a goal can do for you psychologically. It's such a myth. Way by Buffinovic, Man United, Fedoi, Lorienté, that's it. Doid again. A touch stop under the sub to the Neroverdi. Jay, it says, got in. Torstvedt, now Coder, someone just showed for it short. Patic, Doid takes over. Patic, then up the, and here's Josper, it's good save, looking at it, not me old set. Didn't really connect with the follow-up, but out of the nearly had an assist to go on this goal. Matic mid-time, it's come off Vasquez. Vitinha losing out to Coder. When in it says Inamonti calling for him. Matic. Torstvedt. Again. Is Coder. Devoutly fights Valukiric. He stands it up. Bustigar away. Missed by Vitinha. Genoa can't get hold of the ball all of a sudden. Buffinovic. Shot blocked, and now he's out of position. Torobba. Vitinha. Have kept that deep. Hardly not speed. Have enough to get what's it on the far side. He's also winning run out. Genoa had the worst attack in Serie A prior to tonight, just Fiddledon's 4. Behind matches. Toomsby's onside. Beat by MapTeam. Colombo. Oh my ball. Again, he's a wonderful first touch. Now the finish just won't go in. No. Struck it with the power again. Almost seems to go with his laces. Lorenzo Colombo. Just wonder whether he could have side-footed that. Chorstad might have been offside here with that out these ball in behind. But in terms of getting himself into shooting positions, in terms of taking a touch to where he wants to go, Colombo's done a fabulous job. But ultimately, the Anzi's money scoring goals. He's not doing enough for that. Who had it, Mitch? Genoa blends. That in some instruction was down the sidelines. Steps like Evans, there was one. It had Matic. Better, they cut in. Piercing pass for Laura Altair. But out the wanted it to Fee. Laura Altair played it towards the byline. Thumbs up, SassuoloVsGenoa. Sotsagmi Thorne comes the chance on the Genoa faithful. So Patrizio Massini take the pace of Malinowski. Remind he's carrying a yellow card even midway play demanded Genoa's next match. Which is against Sheratinha. He'll miss that first suspension, but certainly chipped in tonight with the opening goal. Vitinha also there withdrawn. Mr. Julio Lucius joining Patrizio Massini. Lucius the second strike in Vitinha, which is set to forward with traditional front two. Did Rishi toward Chito. They have Messias playing just off Colombo. Torsten would say it a bit out the strict Massini. Bit out the it says. I think they're an hour gone in Richo Lydia. Doi. Cornet. Severidad. This is Lorienté. Down the tracking back. Still there for Lorienté. Torsten goes down. Referee shakes his head. Should on his ears. Matic will get a yellow card for that. An advantage in the meantime. Johan Vasquez. Martin to his left. This is Julio Messias. Have teams ball lead. Porter. Kita Matic just to win it. The Ismail portions. That syllable foul at the builder. Might have been spared by that man City Chani. Side a foul by Timosby on Torstvedt, probably not. Fine. We found I'll be aligned, just the basics there for the unit. That's a burden charter. No comment does back to mark as well. My team with the corner. Pussigar didn't generate the power. Looks at bounced up as well. He's more time to the goalkeeper. Perhaps chances Sassuolo to mix things up off the bench. Oh, surely. different. Big Pepe. Needs Loriente behind. Loriente. Soothing out Monty. Dolly. CD played the ball. Macias. It's given away and it's a Morton tall speed. Up there in Frencher. It's always stressed there. Genoa needed performance to worthy off the tab. Happy loss of those individually tonight. And yes, I did also about to be introduced. That's it. Cornet, finding space. Now it's Loriente. Camp time David did Chapin. It's just a goal here. Loriente might get looked at that show petulance. Throwing the ball away. I'd come down here frequently. Could you control the sea? I try to deal with Armand Loriente. He must have took the French and then slide decision. Tandali was put top 36 minutes, so had that been a penalty, it might have been a red card as well. Svidping. Not CC's top scorer in Serie B. And let's consider the regular season is Pure Esposito at the benefit of playing in the playoffs, especially. Since the L'Oreal tell they no third apart and Conne withdrawn. So Faderas give it come on up to this left wing position. So it's will sit in alongside Matic. And Trostfed. So this is a little under, isn't it? Timos Adulkiewicz last. Not his name. Noriel's in. So the fellow French speaker there, they're in a shape that's candidates in match for Ismail Correa, which we passé last season. They scored early on in the second half, Sassuolo, and once Nico Azequebas did no real onslaught. Friendship, Torsby, half-team, sub-pirouette. The assists. Dead. Players unhappy. What's Lord Merity giving us a free kick? Just Bob Deed blow. Failed this evening. So as I'm watching English referee parachutes into Italian football. Again, I do have the expression arbitrage Johann Glaser. English style officiating. It's been man for enough show tonight. But sort advantage. Data pursues this. Should be easy enough falling out. Thanks. Stealing with Torsby. No, that's a headers in SerieA. Put the ball. Down. Put the ball. Phil and Cuffy. Left. Oh, I don't love that. Thanks. That was cut the ball now, and this has been out of there with Fadera headed in. So then it was headed right, but Avdi played in left and Nansevo. It's never been out this fall. Call that a lead. Easy charge out here. Terrific support. Both the Genoa and Sampdoria sometimes sounds deserve the moment. Now that's one of these times. And this blast gets the target of the eye. Short by Vasquez. Tossed straight away. Assini finding Lord the Cassie. This might be possible for anyone when you consider that Jed Spencer's Genoa player for a short time in the past is now an England international. These now time credits, so we saw him ending up earlier on. Assini was sent on first and onside Messias. Fadela wanted to do on there, there is shooting of Messias. This time it is a free kick. What? Difficulty comes with consistency. Yes, he's been consistent throughout this day. Our referee had not really shown him, but he hasn't been consistent with the usual benchmarks, the standards that the players have become accustomed to. That's why we need to stop being blamed or expecting the maneuver decisions to go their way. So Hekuban and Edson on Colombo taken off along with Marcandadi. So they're going to change system as well, Genoa, to a Dutch Pazzi, for the looks of things. And that's unable to control. Oh, Kelsey and Mavstein, the two fullbacks. Vasquez, the captain alongside Leo Ostigar. Center defence. It's all 3-3 from the looks of things. Have you seen Ekuban and Elitz alongside Junior Messias? And that's what they need. That's what I tell you, one again. You have to take risks, dabble, and maybe using this point and attempt to gain another couple. Batic, Doi. Sassuolo will fancy themselves to win it, Bergamo. It's the Atalanta side that opted very well under Ethan Juric. These Fadena, Torres Fitz. Fadena wants small, Pinamonti calling for it. Cross is far too close to the keeper. Pinamonti Spolia, which betrays his frustration. MapeiStadium the draw. It's an okay result for Sassuolo. Let's set the Genoa, which seems an odd statement to make given that Genoa witness at bottom and Sassuolo are at the top fast and targeted sides above them. That's because the onus is on. First to Mojita, Vishito Genoa to lead. Junior Messias. It's come here to Elitz. And let's opening up the space. I see it. On Coffee. He was first touch. Messias. Torsby was offside. Time I need to touch it, really, it still would have reached my team. Still wearing that number 2 shirt. Torsby to the race awareness about Tyler Chechensen. Yeah, step a shirt, 9 up pine. 2 degrees. Oh. Patic. Very quickly becoming indispensable to Sassuolo. Break for Matic. That's the lights as they feed here at Chelsea, Match United, Rema. Right. He was at Milan for a short time. Then out the he's never done anywhere. Move out of it. Nice idea, the ball inside the channel to Doid. Well, he only roughs that clearance. That's each one of those great moves. We've got another one in the MiG in the shape of Luka Modric. He just seems to have a second more than most of the other players on the park. Call anticipation of knowing what's going to happen. Put the quality of his first touch. Dreams to spice himself off a second here or there. Very intangible, but that's a feeling. Okay. Just got a brief insight. Xavier Blasters Igbish there. Sydney Verge, the Stoik. Heritage, Atic. Stoik. It's a foul by Dazzini on Torsfred. A yellow card as well. Well, these incredulous. Just the referee has previously that challenges had his goal altogether. Now he does step into sanction the tackle, and he also produces a yellow card. And you're going to say, non è salvo da giallo. So that's not the challenge, which deserves a yellow card. He should know, so it must defend. Also a very technical one. Update that's on Vichy's own. Pretty confident penalty taker as well. To another footed defender takes penalties. Julian Messias, short turn from him. Man's touch was heavy. Massini straight to Paolo Kietic. Still wanted later on this evening after this one. It is the final match. So that straight here. Sur Perdiri. My depth. Seen the Serie League table recently. Makes for wonderful feeling. Neutrals. Napoli top up 22 points. 1 point terrace. 3 clubs. Inter, Milan and Rome all on 21. Bologna 3 points further back. Along with Juventus and Polo. The last months this season. 17 points to their name. But Sassuolo Pids win this evening. They could go on to 16. They've been one behind Polo. Consider how much praise has gone the way of Fabregas. And Forget. Accelerate. They spent a lot of money. Then again, Sassuolo, relative to their club size, have spent plenty down the years. Doi. Losing possession to Julian Messias. That's clumsy from France. And they look out. No, not skilled the pitch, Genoa, but Messias might be tempted. A bit surprised by Woodic's mistake. It's an opening goal. It's been one of the real finds of this early portion of the season. And some wonderful reflexes. The Janit Woodic, not an international. I have work to do near. Martin with the ball in, too high for Östigard. Doid is down. also cuts it to Genoa, not at the long run. I told him straw to let you have a big day. And he said too bad. Last turn. It says stop the shot of source. Neroverdi's touch allows Matic to come away with it. It drags the Chua straight. Now Sadera falling Fred. There's enough pace on the pass, which why Norman Tuffy won the challenge. Also saying there was a foul. Moyo putting that in, one it Kedida on the way. There's 3 draws so far. Dullest result in its matches. I mentioned 1-1 at Toba. The mate also make too bad. MatchDay 3 and then another stalemate of me. Javlov after MatchDay said then but his second goal in the season, the first from the open play and the first from open play, nearly 2 years in its offline. Practicing healthy again and 150 goals now for Sassuolo. You might never be another player for his all his ability. Good old big one goal. So Kedida have the centre forward. Libari comfortable at both right and left back. It's a latter position that he plays this evening. So down with 2 off and Punamonti and Kedida. Mazzini was fouled by Hadi Sadera. Mazzini was a player who really got handed his opportunity by Patrick Vieira. Didn't get a look him at Gilardino last year came in. Immediately saw something in Mazzini. You saturate when your head coach is very much some upside fielders of this generation see something in you. Did Prosciutto Messias. It's good lead. A half chance. Switching past that us. Mafteed again showing wonderful delivery. Best of Mojita, they've learned plenty. 12 years in the academy at Genoa, but they're a bit on various members of staff. These great names down the years: Gasperini and Juric, Giadomota, Palocchieri to the grass. You see for Mazzini. That's Muharrem. A bit scrappy at MapeiStadium. Right there. That's a foul by Koulibaly. Vasquez placing forward. Another Davic, big catch shot. Probably a corner. It's kept in play. Be done by Kedira. For Pinamonti, Kedira again. And so by Frenchum. Sassuolo in a hurry. Matic. And that's his searching ball to Sadera. Torsped getting thrown. Sadera. Corner. Let's put his up your routes. Glatzed. Moved offside. Standing was. That side yards off. When we take Sassuolo Stones from September onwards, 1 point, 8 points per game. It's a really good record. That part European football, but not far off. It's how sustainable that could be for them. That's an Ancho Wade, Peter, and then a trip to Como the next 3. And was clever from it, says. Said about Genoa's next 3 team candidates on 3 winnable games for them. SassuoloMatch go to Bergamo to take on Atalanta the Cup. That was 16. Slash. It's a foul on Thursday. But, no. Never had these goals at the moment worth a point. That's why he's in the running to become player of the match. And in off steal Genoa, that's started med plus. Cornelius sits be taken off at Milton Cuffy. Did a 30 good job keeping Noy on take line. Oh, he's trying to do likewise with that in. Ekin down. Side by Itzers, the mister had already gotten through it. And an equal championship had enough team. Itzers still sporting that shiner. Some pretty good left-sided Spaniards. SerieA now. Angelino Froba. Adam Martin of Genoa. Pass. One in under Bologna. But lovely goal in the Emilia derby yesterday. That's first in Italian football. What's he got? Pops to the other head. Sassuolo's on the pitch. Royal Coulibaly was set Parma before he moved to Leicester. Now he's back in Italian football. Given the proximity of Parma to where Sassuolo, I might have been able to at a similar spot. Foul by Inser, says the referee. And Kubama later played at the incredulous calls on the matches issue. Hey, no hereded. Nicely brought down by Kedira. Kedira. France. A ball. Passed up off the Belgians on. Other than which is matched is left. Did not see too much of this man for a while. Now the foe, Drube. No deciding from Rin. But that's his toss me. So a year since his last appearance, his country deadlock the Quebec. Had to full substitute appearances in the second half of last season, known as Southampton, relegated from the Premier League. Well, designed to sign close enough policy, a good fortune perhaps to don't win the game. Might need one or the other. He's held a mistake opponent, which of course we wouldn't wish on anyone. What's he got? That's a foul up, obviously climbed all over it. I thought the referee's giving it the other way. To pin him to backing in. The spells with Genoa for Pinamonti. Adopted the pair. 18 goals across 71 appearances. There on loan it from 2019-20, and then last season where he got 11 adults across all competitions, double figures in Serie. He's here that Pinamonti's night. So Lukamora makes just a fourth substitute appearance after season. It's 7 goals in 25 games of the second tier last term, so he's capable. Step up, doesn't let us translate. I'd always report the same sort of numbers. Division higher. Simply approaching the best years of his career, made him on oil. Turned 25 at the end of January. Colonel Huss committed a foul as his first involvement. The match started to peter out towards a draw. Slight improvement on way. Here at MatchDay, that 2-0 100 feet to Cremonese after they also lost a trade out of mids. Then Serie. Now the ball in it up the Misters. It was front corners that both goals have scored this evening. The wide edge from the Mortons. Mapti with the corner. Sasuke is just off target. Woodage might well have had it covered. Scored a gorgeous header. Naples last season, you'll have Vasquez. A long way out. Nearly thumb in the air here. There by shot the top corner. Woodage is strapped, but and it's actually the easiest thing over the head of the edge. That Bodic. But that Mono opening the header, Jules bringing it down. Now Sadeda. Huffy's had a good game. Teach stepping away from Huffy twice. Torsford round the corner. Kulibari. Good turn. It's behind Sadeda. Too much on it for Torsford. This Ben. Matik Messias in support. Messias. Fine pass for Ekelberg. His first touch took him away from goal. Ekelberg. Messias trying to glance it into the far corner. Genoa, you would think, would need to act to the January transfer window. That's will get more of an idea of the capabilities of their 36-year-old French sporting director Diego Lopez, previously with the likes of Monaco and the old Bordeaux and Loss. It's international experience abroad now, albeit he did also have a role in Belgium. It's an Excelsior Mistral. Level culture bless him, and it's a French one, and Italian football necessarily is. It's a subsidiary. French Zunia Messias. It's a get past Matic, having skip past the initial challenge. That's a foul by Lucius on Torsten. Were the displeased joint me Camerati. Then again, he wouldn't turn his nose up and winning goal. It worked. From the Sassuolo this way, I'll be feeling the more confident of the two teams now, approaching any time. There are so many chanderings at Kushito, and even more so for his players out there. And it's the play. Palukiewicz. Warner unable to control, tries to trap it over Stein. Did taking his time, is that? Suggestion but Genoa will take a point at this stage. They've done the firepower left on the pitch to really hurt Sassuolo. Battle Pjanic away. Mono. Oh, so Sigmas gets to head it into such. Asta flanks. Kedira, found space to deliver. Missed final, company for once. Sadera. Koulibaly showed its side. Koulibaly, fracture on the corner. Sansa Muhanedovic. Mob Kelsey, head to setting. Running it clear. Still Norton Duffing. Mr. Shirikuba. Genoa sets an opportunity yet at Carter, but Helenovic It's a close side. Appropriate in a boxing ring than a football pitch. Now Genoa will rue on the last minute penalty mission. That's all corner. Goal restored. It's Palmer. Suzuki did that one out. Might have been a different Didier so I'm not sure if Vieira had they done that way. MatchDay 7. Did yet then victory near. MatchDay 10. Inosky wants his goal to contribute to more than just a draw. Up in. Martin's ball and he's really dangerous. Panostica is so he wanted it. Perfect delivery. Adler, Ostica. Sends net 12. But he Genoa and he did to delight. Some indication to the coaching change. It looks like a winning start now for Criscito and Mojita. Ostigar's first goal since his return to the club. But it's all about the quality from out of that team. In the inside, and inside joy now at the Genoa. After so much heartache late on in matches. Martin put it on the money. Ostika got away from his man. And it was the desire to latch on to the end of it. Ashama, bit richer media. Criscito forced himself a smile. The top legend stepping in when the Genoa fans needed it. Disappointment for Grosso, but Genoa now just a VAR check away from their first win of the season. Checking as to whether there was injured from Ostigar. Sadio Mane stood at VAR is reviewing the footage. The Norwegian saying he did nothing wrong. Surely not. For the sake of the heads, and the referee looks like the goal will stand. This is what they're looking at. The goal stands, and Genoa within touching distance of that first win of the season. Criscito once caught. Looks like there's a bubble. Concentration paramount now. I think we phone in. Sassuolo have to be done next. Matic. Adokjedic. Jadida was fouled by Martin. Sassuolo can now toss it into the box at Salas, but how that they're suffering. And now pain gives way to joy. But there are still 2 nerdy moments to come. Woodage done excellent. Now Sassuolo must have to get the delivery right. Satena with the free kick. Woodage 20 cents and the goalkeeper. Ticks back in. Mazzini. He's giving it to Cadida. Sassuolo have a player down in the middle. Satena turned down the early cross. Smalley sends it in. It's broken for non-Cate Tequila. Genoa kept their first win of the season at the 10th turn of asking. An immediate response under Criscito and Mojita. Leon Ostika, and it had its time. Pitted win after Malinowski smashed in a cracker in the first half. Criscito turned to the old guard as the senior players that are stepped up this evening. Defeat the Sassuolo. and how good that will taste now for Genoa as they surge up the table. Off the bottom, in MapeiStadium, Sassuolo 1, Genoa